for a lot of brothers, I gotta ask, you're being kind of called, instead of Soncerae, you're being called Lazarus because you kind of like rose from the dead.
I
I don't mean,
did. I didn't
yeah,
rise from the dead. See, here's the thing. Obsidian,
yeah,
you've been on YouTube for a long time. You
yes,
know how the trolling can get, and you know how bad the trolling got
I
when
do,
with me.
I do.
So all I did was throw my phone out the window for 5 months,
Okay,
and I was very irresponsible, and I did not like tell anybody, like my social media managers. I didn't tell anybody where I was. The only people that knew where I was me, my mom, my daughter,
okay,
and that's it. And so someone who was trolling, because the rumor of me commit suicide is not, that wasn't the first time that happened. 2020 wasn't the first year people started saying that. They started saying that shit in 2016.
so who
So
posted the Facebook post on your timeline then?
that I passed, I'm telling you, my social media managers that I passed away, my
Yeah,
social media managers, because they didn't know what I was doing. I didn't tell anybody that, so it's my fault. So that's why it's still up there, because I want people to understand. I didn't delete it or anything. It's still sitting there
yeah,
because what my social media managers did, I want people to understand that you can't make the mistake I did when you somebody like who I am. When you got assistants and managers and you got all these followers and stuff, you can't be the person that just decides to walk away and drop your phone for 5 months. Because when I came back and I noticed that everybody thought I passed away, I was shocked. I didn't know it spread that wide because I wasn't talking to anybody. But that was very irresponsible, and I know I hurt a lot of people when I did that. That's why when I came back on social media, I said, listen, y'all can't blame me for wanting to get off the internet for 5 months because the way that I was stalked and harassed. I had to move like 20 times
okay,
in California because people kept stalking me and finding out where I lived at and sending packages and pest control and damn money and all types of shit.
right.
And I was just done. So I just logged off for 5 months and didn't tell anybody. And so when I came back and I saw that that was the rumor, I was upset. Now, someone had emailed me that, like, someone sent out a mass email saying I committed suicide, and that's what made me decide to log off to begin with. But
Uh,
I didn't know nobody had posted that. I didn't know someone had posted that until much later.
yeah,
So I was just like done. I was just like, you know what? And I took 5 more months off and just kept to myself because I needed to work on my mental health because people was just driving me crazy and I was miserable. I was sad. I was crying all the time. I was raising my son alone. It
uh.
was just bad.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking what was going on, so I'm glad you covered that up, or not covered it up. Excuse me, Freudian slip. I'm glad that you addressed it and cleared it up or clarified it. That is to say that there was a mix-up between you and your management team. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, like the people around me because I wasn't communicating. It's my fault. I'm not blaming anybody else.
Yeah.
So I stopped asking for donations for a while, and people were still like coming in my inbox like, "You homeless begging ass bitch! Stop asking for donations. Get a job." It's easy for people to have something, fucked up to say, even when you are showing progress and improvement. And so over the weekend, me and my son went through something terrible that I really just don't want to share. But it caused a lot of problems. But I'm just getting to a point where I'm like, making income like consistently, and that's good. But I am asking for people to help me get through the week because I don't get paid until Friday. So today is Monday, and I still got my little studio apartment and stuff to pay for. I still got to get food, I still got to get gas, still got to catch up on bills. And I know everybody else has their own bills, so I'm not asking for people to give me their all or anything. I'm asking you guys to buy my books. If you buy them on Amazon, they're more expensive, but if you buy them from my PayPal link, it's cheaper. If you don't want to buy my books, that's fine. I'm not offended. Because a lot of people love my writing, love my posts, love, what I stand for. I'm just asking that you send us prayers and send us donations because we're still going through a transitional period and we're about to go into the holidays. Let me just share with you, the holidays are very hard for me. I have a difficult time going through the holidays. And this year is a lot better than last year, so I'm not going to complain. But if you could donate to us, please do. I appreciate everything that everybody has done for me and my son so far.
And for the past month, I've been real quiet on social media in comparison to how I used to share a lot of personal stories about my life because I feel like a lot of times when I share my personal stories, it makes people believe that because they know these personal stories about me, that they know me personally. You know, a story about me or even a series of stories will never put you in a position to know me personally. But I understand why you may have like some type of emotional pull to me or sympathy for me if you've been in a similar situation. Like maybe you are a autistic mother, like maybe you're neurodivergent like I am, or maybe you have a autistic child that you're taking care of, or maybe you've lived in a hotel before, or maybe you've been heartbroken, maybe you moved across the country for a guy that you wanted to be with and things didn't work out once you got over there like me. You know, these are things that's happening to me. And as I share my stories, a lot of times people overstep boundaries when they're speaking to me as if they are in a different position than they are in my life. Because at the end of the day, everybody, you're still a stranger. But oftentimes people feel like because they know certain things about you, they aren't necessarily processing what they know about you in a healthy way. So what it caused was a lot of people reaching out to other people in my private life, asking them questions, interviewing them, lying to them about me, spreading rumors, doing all kinds of weird shit, right? And of course, it comes with the territory when you're a content creator. I've been a content creator for a very, very long time. I've been a public figure for a very, very long time. I mean, so much so that I don't even remember when I wasn't a public figure. I never had that stage in my life where I wasn't a popular person that everybody knows. This has always been something I've had to deal with. I just don't remember a time where I wasn't that.
Yeah, but to answer your question, yes, my mom has passed, unfortunately. And the GoFundMe, like I said, will be covering medical costs as well as funeral costs. That's all I can really say about that. Yeah, that's all I can really say about that. I hope you guys have a great day, week, month, year, life. Please, one lesson that I have learned throughout this whole experience: live your fucking life. Live it. Don't let anybody get in the way of you achieving what you want to achieve for yourself. Because my mom may not have done everything that she wanted to do, but I would say that bucket list is like halfway done, at least. You know what I'm saying? So, don't let, and this is regardless of if it's your baby daddy, if it's your audience, if it's your family members, whoever the fuck it is, don't let them get in the way of you trying to achieve whatever goals you have set for yourself.
Soncerae had a very complicated relationship with social media, with her subscribers, her followers, with Black men, with Black women. She often talked about, being hated on, being bullied online, being talked about negatively, and so on and so forth. However, she also heavily depended on her followers and subscribers to support her lifestyle. And I think, this is just such a slippery slope. And I know I just talked about this in the Curated Legacy podcast. I did an entire podcast episode about the fine line between exploitation and entertainment. Soncerae divulged a lot of information about her personal life. A lot of times those things would be used against her later. And one of those things was her financial struggles as a single mom of a son with autism. And I think the big speculation is like, did she, quote, fake her death again, ultimately to get the amount of money that she needs to help her raise her son. Is this the ultimate grift? Is this the ultimate scam? Because she tried to sit in front of her computer and go live and ask for donations. And, and as you heard in the clips that I put in this video, a lot of times she wouldn't meet her goal. She was living in a hotel, doing her best to manage her presence on multiple social media sites. And did she just have a breakdown and decide that's it? I have to do the ultimate thing that I need to do to get the maximum amount of money. And if you go to her GoFundMe, last time I checked, she had raised, or her folks who love her and care about her have raised over $2,000. So it's not a ton of money, but I can't imagine expecting my subscribers to donate $500 a day to me. But this was, she said, and you heard her say that is her expectation.
But also what has came along with that is a whole bunch of like trolls and negative people that I don't know, who are complete strangers, who depict themselves as people that know me or who have experienced me. And then they go talk to people that I may know, like people I may date or my family members or friends that they think I might have, or, and they talk to those people believing that they know the dynamic between me and that person because I might have shared a story. Or, people just be messy and shit. So I was like, I'm going to pull back because I already felt kind of sensitive about sharing my story as an autism mom and talking about my struggle inside of the hotel and asking for donations. And I really had to get over the hang up of asking for donations. Like, I need donations today. Every day I have a donation goal, and it isn't because I'm unemployed. It isn't because I'm not working. It isn't because of any of the things that people just generally think when they see someone asking for donations. I'm still to this day surprised that people feel some type of way about content creators asking for donations when that's what we do. Like, we ask for donations and support from our communities on all platforms. Like, if you go look at some streamers, a lot of times streamers are out here just asking often for their followers and stuff to support them financially, because when we do content creation, even if it's a side hustle, right? Let's say we're doing it on the side, it's still a lot of work that comes with it. So of course my goal, I raised my goal. My goal was $300 a day. Right. That's what I started doing like a month ago. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to aim higher and we're going to see if we can rock it out. So today's goal is $500. I try to get at least 30 people a day to donate $10 to me via Cash App. But the daily goal today is $500. And I know it's possible because this community I have has done it before. Like, people support me when they feel included or respected and part of something meaningful.
Although I'm really saddened that she's gone, and because her daughter said so, and because there's no obituary out there and there's, some virtual evidence that she may have passed on, I want to believe that is the truth. But it's tough when you know the bind that she was in financially, and you don't always know what people are willing to do when they're desperate. And so I'm trying to be balanced here. I get it. And I'm not trying to be insensitive. And I know some people are going to come in the comments and say, well, she's gone, how dare you say all of this? But I'm talking about the harsh truth with regard to why a lot of people don't care. And let's be clear. I'm not saying that I don't care. I'm saying a lot of people don't care, because if they did care, her story would be out there. There would be videos about her. There would be posts about her. There would be more about her, because she lived her life so publicly. And when I say that, I don't mean that she told all of her business, but she did tell quite a bit of her business to the internet. And people knew a lot about various intimate, vulnerable details of her life. So another thing is that her daughter, in the video that her daughter posted on her YouTube channel, her daughter was kind of smirking and smiling and maybe laughing a little bit. And some people took that as to say that this is a hoax. Because why is her daughter smiling? Why is she laughing? Now, I'll say that I know that I can be like that. Sometimes when I'm uncomfortable or I don't know what to say, I might smirk or laugh. I mean, I do it in a lot of my videos. I'm doing it now. So from that standpoint, I can understand why someone would smirk and laugh and smile a little bit. But some people just found that to be off-putting and bizarre. And they're saying that this can't be true because... And I'll also say, from watching her daughter's video, which was about 21 minutes long, it took her daughter, it wasn't until the minute 19 that she actually said her mom passed. So to me, that was like, you know, and as someone who creates content, I'm always making sure things are credible before I put it on my channel. So I'm always listening for ways that people can manipulate words. And so I'm listening to her and I'm like, okay, you keep saying she I think she may have said in the beginning, she's gone, she's no longer with us. But when you say that, it's like, okay, well, that could be manipulated to mean that she's just not physically around. Like, I need to hear you say she has died, she has passed, she, you know, and again, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm saying the thing out loud that a lot of people might be thinking about this. So she gets all the way into 19 minutes. And then she does say that her mom, Soncerae, has passed. But I thought that that was a little bizarre as well. And again, I can understand why some people still speculate that this might not be true, that it might be another whole Tupac thing. I still remember when Tupac passed. I mean, it was like, for some time, a lot of people were saying he was still alive, and it feels like that. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable. But I guess the thing that got me as a content creator, I could not believe that nobody is talking about this. Like I said, Tanya TKO, shout out to her. There was like one other person that made a video. But because of Soncerae's presence, her virtual presence, her online presence that she had for so many years, how much she poured into her online communities. Granted, I do think that she overshared a lot, and this spills over into another topic that I want to talk about in the near future, about this whole idea of being yourself online. I want to talk about that because I think that there is a such thing as perhaps being too much of yourself, giving your followers and your subscribers knowledge and information that sadly they later use against you, you know, giving folks ammunition to use against you. And so I think even just the type of content creator that she was, there's an analysis that can be done on her style, you know, but I respect her because I look up to her as someone who came before me, someone who to some degree opened some doors for folks like me. And although I didn't watch all of her videos or anything like that, but I could tell that she was passionate about her craft. You know, I could tell that she was a woman that had something meaningful to share. And to the best of her ability, she shared what she could. And as her daughter said, she's a Renaissance woman. That is one thing I do know. I remember her post would reach me. And this is before I was a content creator. I would see her post. And she was always talking about, I mean, money management and, you know, and she very much, I believe, as her daughter said, seemed to be a Renaissance woman, writing books, making videos, speaking engagements. I'm sure she had a lot of other things she was working on. And I think one of the last things is, in terms of why people seem like they may not really care about her or this topic. And obviously this is not, I know her, she has family and friends and people who love her, but there's this whole question around, can you be a life coach if your life is not together? Can you be a financial coach and write books about finances if your finances aren't together? Can you counsel people about love and relationships if it seems like your own love and relationships fall apart, or you always have some kind of toxic situation or some drama going on. And again, I'm just naming some of the criticism. I spent a lot of hours researching this, so I'm naming some of the criticism that exists about her. Was that although she was this Renaissance woman and she wrote the books and had the videos and had the topics and was very consistent with showing up for her audience for the most part, a lot of what she was talking about did not mirror what she was living. And I think that was the part that made her a controversial person and made it difficult for maybe some people to really get into her content, is because the way in which, like, how vulnerable she was, her vulnerability, I think she wore that on her sleeve. That level of vulnerability can sometimes open the door for folks to view you as not the most credible, not the most stable, because you're constantly sharing your vulnerabilities. You're constantly sharing your problems, your issues, and again, making yourself even more vulnerable by soliciting money, donations from your audience just to sustain your average everyday life. So, it's not like, I donate so that I can get a new camera, so that I can improve the look of the channel. But she was saying, donate so me and my son can continue to live in the hotel or the extended stay. And so, yeah, I think Soncerae, rest in peace. She seemed like an amazing woman, but also a complicated woman, as many of us are complicated.
And for literally this whole weekend, I've just been crying because I don't know what else to fucking do. This lady has so much shit going on. She has her podcast, she has her books, she has her YouTube page, she has her Facebook, she has her Instagram, she has her TikTok. She's doing a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck am I supposed to keep up with that? And yesterday, when my grandmother was speaking about my mom and introducing my mom to people that aren't familiar with her, she is a bit of a Renaissance woman. Call her whatever the fuck you want. You can like her, you can dislike her, whatever. This woman has done so much in her lifetime. She has ran charities. She has ran her own magazine, her own modeling agency. She has written books. She's an engineer. She is a marketing fucking genius. She has done so much. And not once did any of us think that this was the way that she was going to go out. So this is a very interesting moment for me. And I'm yapping a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you, but this is a very interesting moment for me. I can't even begin to explain. Like, I'm still lost. Like, this is still, oh my God, this is still a moment. She was fighting really hard. But I think all she wanted, she knew. I think she knew that this was it for her.
Let me know what you think about this. What do you think about this story? Do you believe that Soncerae is gone? Do you think that she's still alive and perhaps was desperate and needed the money, the donations from the GoFundMe? Like, what do you think? Please do like, share, and subscribe. Click the links in the description box and get to know what I do with my media business, Curated Legacy LLC. You've heard the name over and over. I am a YouTube coach and I help aspiring YouTubers and content creators get started and grow their own YouTube channels and become monetized. If that sounds good to you, you can click the link in the description box to learn more by going to my website. I have a book about being an invisible Black woman on Amazon. I also have my own storefront on Amazon. So if you want to purchase some of the products that I absolutely love and that I personally use, please do click the link in the description box to check out my Amazon storefront. I am on Instagram, so if you want to give me a follow on Instagram, you can do that. And I just want to give a special shout out to Black and Invisible members. I am so excited. You can officially see my membership shelf on my homepage. So if you go to the homepage of my YouTube channel, you can see the shelf and see some of the members in my membership. It has been a long time coming. You guys supported me. You believed in me. And I just want to thank you. So please, if you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is via Cash App or Super Thanks or the channel membership. And so with that, with the membership, you will get exclusive content, members only videos, as well as other perks and benefits. So if you are interested, you can go into the description box and or you can click the join button that you might see at the top of your screen. I am your host, Naka, and I am here to make the invisible visible about Black women. I highlight the things that Black women typically would not tell you. And I share the stories within the Black community that many of us want to ignore and avoid. As always, stay tuned for more videos.
Said you needed more time to think, so you went away. But you still would stay in my dreams. Now you're back for more. Why you in my reality? My head closed the door, even though my heart just won't leave. That was then, can't go back. Hurt so bad, had to block out the memory. If we try again, start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away so long. I forgot your middle name, I forgot your birthday. You still wear cologne the same, like it in the worst way. You've been gone away. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away. 50-11 days, 50-11 days, 50-11. I lost count of all of the weeks that you have your way. Wouldn't pick a fight when you'd leave. Now you're back for more. Did you find the healing you seek? Or did you realize that I'm everything that you need? That was then. Go back. Hurt so bad. Had to block out the memory. If we try again, yeah. Start from scratch. You wanna pick up where we left off, but you've been gone away. You've been gone away so long. You've been gone. Since you've been gone away, you've been gone away so long.